Hello friends, this is Vidhika from iExamB, and in this video I am going to discuss detailed topic-wise syllabus and strategy for part 1 of the legal syllabus. What this part 1 is that you will understand in the later slides of this video. First of all, let's have a quick look at the exam pattern. Here we are interested in Assistant General Manager Law. There will be 180 questions, 2.5 hours duration, and this section is divided into two parts: General Aptitude and Relevant Discipline, that is your legal discipline. What are the marks allotted to each section? For law officer post, the general aptitude will have 120 multiple choice questions of 0.5 marks each. That means general aptitude will have a weightage of 60 marks, and in relevant discipline we have 60 questions of 2 marks each. That means it will hold a weightage of 120 marks. So you can see how important how important your legal knowledge is for this exam. Important thing to notice here is that there is no negative marking in the exam, so make sure to attempt all the questions in the exam. Now, what is the syllabus for law? According to the notification, the syllabus is divided into 12 points as is mentioned on the screen. In order to understand better, in a previous video we have divided this entire syllabus into 4 parts, and then we have discussed in detail the strategy, the time allotted, how to study each and every part in this exam, and then be prepared for the exam in just 2 months. The link for that video you can find in the description below. Here we will have a quick overview of how to approach each part. The syllabus has been divided into 4 parts. The first part consists of most common acts, what you already know, and the strategy for that is to revise them thoroughly. The second is laws which require overview and generic knowledge. The part 2, the strategy is here key provisions reading. You need to read the important provisions. Third part is law requiring thorough reading. Strategy is thorough reading these laws. Part 3 include Arbitration Act, GST Act, Prevention of Corruption Act, Information Technology Act, so on and so forth. That we will discuss in our third video. We will have a detailed topic-wise discussion on each part in a separate video so that you can have a better understanding and prepare well the important provisions in each act in each part. Part 4 consists of laws requiring thorough knowledge which are important for the FCI. These include labor laws, food laws, and the strategy is thorough reading. In this video, we will discuss part 1, what acts are included in this part, what important provisions you need to study in those acts. Part 1 has the following syllabus. There is Constitution of India, Procedural Law which consists of CPC, Indian Evidence Limitation, and the third is Indian Contract Act including Specific Relief Act. The first one is Constitution of India. The important points, the important provisions that you need to study in Constitution of India are: the first one being union and its territory. Second is, as you might already know, fundamental rights, DPSP, fundamental duties. The third is the legislature, parliament and state legislature. Fourth, the judiciary, Supreme Court and high courts. Fifth one is services under the union and the states, public service commissions. Next is tribunals, emergency provisions, amendments, so on and so forth. Syllabus in the notification clearly mentions fundamental rights, judiciary, Public Service Commission, writ jurisdiction. So these are the topics that you need to study thoroughly, and all other topics mentioned are important from this exam point of view. Another important topic from the Constitution of India is the schedules. You should know what the schedules are, which schedule stands for which topic. The second act which is important for this exam is Civil Procedure Code. Important topics that you need to cover, important sections that you need to cover in Civil Procedure Code are part 1, suits in general. Under this you have jurisdiction of court and res judicata which is mentioned in section 9 to 14, place of suing which is mentioned in section 15 to 20, institution of suits, summons and discovery, judgment and decree mentioned in section 33. Then we have part 2, execution, in which we have courts by which decrees may be executed which is present in section 38 to 46. Then there is arrest and detention, section 15(5) to 59, attachment, section 60 to 64. The third topic is commissions which is very important, section 75 to 78, suits by or against the government, section 79 to 82, interpreter suits 88, appeals section 96 to 109. Then there is reference, review and revision, section 113 to 115. Moving on, we will discuss some orders from the Civil Procedure Code which are very important. The first one is Order 1, parties to the suit. Then there is Order 2, frame of suit. Order 5, issue and service of summons. Orders 6 to 9 are very important. Go through them thoroughly. Order 17, adjournments. Order 21, execution of decrees and orders. Then there is Order 26, commissions. Order 28, suits by or against the government or public officers. Order 35, which is interpleader suits, Order 37, which is summary procedure, then there is Order 39 to Order 47. Moving on, we will discuss our second act from the procedural laws, that is Indian Evidence Act. The important topics that need to be covered under this act are relevancy of facts, which belong to section 5 to 16. Then there is confession, section 24 to 30, dying declaration, section 32, opinion of experts, that is mentioned in section 45 to 51. Then there is facts which need not be proved, which is mentioned in section 56 to 58, oral evidence 59-60, burden of proof, that is mentioned in section 101 to 114A. Then we have examination of witnesses, section 137 to 143, indecent and scandalous questions, section 151, 152, hostile witness 154, 155, refreshing memory 159, judge's power to put questions, which is mentioned in section 165. These are some of the important provisions from Indian Evidence Act that you should study while preparing for FCI legal exam. The third act in procedural law is Limitation Act. In this, the important provisions are limitation of suits, appeals and applications, which is mentioned in section 3 to 11, computation of period of limitation, which is mentioned in section 12 to 24. Then there is the schedule. In this schedule, you have how much limitation period is allotted to different nature of suit, different kinds of suit, and when that limitation period is supposed to start. Here, let me give you a small tip. Most of these suits have a limitation period of 3 years, except in case of trust, in case of immovable property, in case of torts, when there are appeals, or in some miscellaneous cases. So you need to focus on those areas where the limitation period is not 3 years, and then for the rest of them, the limitation period is 3 years. Moving on to Indian Contract Act, including Specific Relief Act, which is the third topic in part 1 of the syllabus. The important provisions in Indian Contract Act are the definitions. You should know the definitions of promise, of proposal, of contract that are mentioned in section 2. Then there is communication, acceptance and revocation, that is mentioned in section 4 to 7. Then there are contracts, voidable contracts, void agreements, and the important sections under this heading are section 10 and 15 to 19. Then we have contingent contract, section 31 to 36, breach of contract, that is mentioned in section 73 to 75, indemnity and guarantee, these are important provisions. Study and revise them thoroughly. Bailment and pledge, these are again very important. Then there is agency, which is again important. What are the responsibilities, what are the duties of an agent, what are the responsibilities, duties of the principal, all these are important under agency. How agency is formed, what is a sub-agent, all these topics are really important in Indian Contract Act 1872. Moving on to the list of topics under Specific Relief Act, we have recovering possession of property, that is section 5 to 8, which is mentioned in Specific Relief Act. Specific performance of contracts, section 9 and 10. Contracts which cannot be specifically enforced, section 14 and 14A. Substituted performance of contracts, section 20, 28, 21, 23 and 26 are important under this part. We have injunction, section 36 to 42. So these are all the important sections that you should cover in part 1 of the syllabus. Now, how you can revise? Always remember, always bridge your theory with practice. There is a gap between theory and practical aspect, and you should bridge the gap between the two. And how you can do it? You can do it by practicing a lot of questions, practice a lot of mock tests, practice tests, chapter based questions, topic based questions. All these will help you in understanding the theory better and in giving you confidence while preparing for the exam. Here I would like to draw your attention on something that is long mentioned on the screen. All iExamB mock tests are free at www.iexamb.com. Therefore, go to www.iexamb.com. Attempt mock tests. This will help you analyze your performance. This will help you prepare better, give you confidence for the exam. iExamB offers FCI Assistant General Manager Log online course. We provide you with video lessons, study notes, practice tests, live sessions, interview guidance, doubt sessions. There are chapter-based questions. There are elaborate study material on each and every topic that is present in FCI Assistant General Manager legal exam, and mock tests based on the exam pattern. For further information on the course, contact on this number which is mentioned on the screen. In order to get instant notifications about all the upcoming government exams, the exam dates, the strategy to prepare for the exams, subscribe to our iExamB channel, click the bell icon to get instant notifications. Thank you.